So hopefully this works properly. I've just configured it for reinstalling Sonos plugin 4. Dirk's just released a beta release of version 5, so hopefully I can reinstall and it will treat it like a new install. As you can see, that's scrolling on the ticker bar down the bottom there. It's saying that it is the home where the help file is, etc. No, it didn't come up as a new install, but I do say, make sure you read the help file, which is located, as it says down the bottom, at the HS4. Over here, when you first install it, it will tell you must accept the end user license when you first log on, and that's very important because otherwise you will never get to run it. The other point to note with the app is if you have a look at the app, and we have a look at, installed, we have a look, he's now put it there, you've got up until the end of August, 31st of August, so you've got a good time to evaluate. It's just gone into a 30-day trial now, so not sure how those are going to compete with each other, and it's now showing the registration for 4.005. The speakers I've already configured, so he's saying some of the new capability for the settings. The settings showing up the top is in the general. He's added some new function down the bottom there, which is hidden underneath the ticker bar, and you can just sort of like see it if I move the window up to down the bottom there. It's got down there announcements. I'll just move that ticker bar off, it's been running enough. So re-authenticate speaker. Below that, it's got how long a timeout for your audio clips. When you configure your speakers, albeit from a groupable player, and I'll just modify this, you can select whether it's a regular, which means it's a local, so your TTS will run local, or it's audio clips. As he says within his latest post here, that if it's a announcement, he will need to have it authenticated and registered with your Sonos account because it's off the cloud. Right? So he does provide some clear details, and that's why I say make sure you read the help. I'll just cancel that. So regular or audio clip, you'll see it just changes slightly. When you use a regular, it says which one you're going to use as your primary, in this case kitchen, or audio clip, it's going to go from the cloud, and then you just select your speakers. I can't think of in there anything else I need to look at from the Sonos. If I now look at a speaker, kitchen, I'm getting a few unusual responses. There's nothing playing there, but I can now got my artists here, and if I want to do the search, the new search capability is being made available on Beta 3, and it's wildcard search, so I'll use the fact here I can finish any band, finish with Y. In this case here, I've got all the different places, and I can go, I want to do anything as a wildcard with a D, or I can now start to pick that out a bit, DE, and it'll find all those bands. And if I want to find, for example, local San Francisco, Californian, Green Bay Area, Oakland band, like Green Day, I can find it. I can search from the songs. In this case here, I'm going to use a wildcard for it, just a outside and inside wildcard, to find an album that I know has got some unusual characters. So he doesn't have to buy, songs. I can now go and look for a song, and I can find anything that, in this case here, I could look for. So it's looking for the slant at the front. Now what you see here is the result of my local network, and that it's running on a couple layers of VMs on VM, so just hidden away in the background, so it runs a little bit slow. That's not a thing. To clear the search, and I said in one of the other things I was trying to do, is it probably needs new search up here rather than highlighting and clearing, and it returns it back to home. Otherwise you can click on the breadcrumbs over here, and it will clear your search. Having problems targeting the keys, right? That does not clear your search, right? So you can click between them. And that's really the enhancements. The media player play an event. As I've said before, the speakers are easy to select. The one thing I didn't say about the media, when you do your settings, and it's here, I'm looking at a different things. When you configure it, cancel. Sorry, when you configure it in general, you've got the option here to hide paired players. So, I've got a AV system, it's got the primary speakers and then surround speakers. I don't need to see the surround speakers, I only need to see the primary speaker. So if I hide those, they won't be displayed. And that's all you've got to do that. You can create your music database, right? Rename or delete. So all the functionalities you see, the limitations of the grid mode, sorry, it doesn't help when I'm clicking on the wrong screen. The limitations of what's displayed in here is a Home Sphere 4 specific grid, and the API limits the available space that they can use within the grid designed. So there's a pattern and series of 3 options of basically patterns of what they can do within the grid mode. Dirk did write to him last year, and he did provide an example of what he believed it could be looking like on that previous post. I'd say when we get down there, he suggested some improvements and enhancements to their API have been implemented, and maybe HS4, Home Sphere Technologies need to reconsider how they do this, because the metadata around the song that's playing is not really usable in the context that there's only a small grids there depending on what grid you pick, noting that this is the API for media player, so it's beyond their control without rewriting all those functions, which defeats the purpose of having the framework in place in the first point. Anyway,